baby girl.
And that is you, girl, playing right here on Just Radio, the number one radio in the world. So, on today's recap, or what we call it, review recap, today's recap, I'm going to review, recap whatever happened over the weekend. For me, what stood out over the weekend is this story about the party on wheels bus that crashed into another vehicle and ended up, costing a few lives there, which is very important. I mean, the lives, no matter how small they were, they are very important lives, and there is no in any way you can warrant that, And I don't know if the driver was also parking on wheels. I don't know how that happened, but it got me thinking of just how, I don't know, but parting and driving and operate, it's like operationing. I don't know what to call it, but parting and driving should not really be on the same page, or rather drinking and driving. Don't drink and drive. It's written literally everywhere. We know, but it happens still. We end up doing it anyway. I don't know if it's ignorance or I don't know what happens, but people know, everyone knows, especially the people driving, the people in the vehicles know you should not drink and drive. It's clear people know that. But I don't know. I don't know what happens when you know it and you still do it. I don't know what's always the problem. I don't know how it happens, because I find it difficult to understand. But the fact that you drink and drive, I remember I don't know if those vehicles still exist, but it's very risky. And for me, I'd say if you're drinking and driving, just don't. I don't know how to do it. Or people, I think people drive, they find themselves drinking and they have to go home and then they have to drive. Very few people, I'm sure, don't drink and drive. Very few. That one I can attest. I mean, I've seen so many people drunk and they ended up probably home. And I think what happens is when you drink once and you drive home safely, you think it's gonna be that way forever. You understand? And I remember there was a friend of mine, a friend of a friend of my friend of mine. Yeah, uh, he used to drive super fast. By the way, super fast, and he used to go home. But one day, he used to drive drunk. But one day, one night, I don't want to remember him because I know him. But one day he was driving and he went and met an instant death. Probably he had seen it. It's possible for me to drink and drive home safely a couple of times. Days are not the same. Sometimes you overdrink, probably. I don't know, but alcohol and eat. And I'm not saying it's only alcohol that can make you die. But I think prevention is better. If you know you're going to drink, either you don't drive, or either one of you don't drink, or you have someone who's driving you and is not drunk. You can't have a whole vehicle of people drunk. And I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm not saying that's the case with the bus. But I saw it as other claims, not inspection, whatever. But people drinking and driving is really bad. I don't know. There is never a day that's gonna fit. And if you drive over the weekend, probably at very late times at night, you can see that person that guy is not driving really well. He must be drunk. But in the middle of the highway, driving sometimes at insane speeds, you will survive probably 1 or 2, 3 times a day, in the long run. But one time, it's probably gonna happen. We're not wishing for that, but if it's better if you don't drink at all. Just drink. If you won't be in a club, go there without your car, or I don't know, if you drink, make sure you have someone probably who's responsible for you. You can go there, drive, but don't drink. Like, there are sometimes you drink until you can see. Like, I remember some time back, some Sunday, not this Sunday, the other Sunday, I think, yeah. Not really sure if that's not the other Sunday. It must be like 3 Sundays ago. Someone is taking a motorbike. Literally, he can't even get on it well, and he's there driving it. Msi anakuja across tu hivi kwa barabara. Anakuja anakuta gari hizi zingine anaanguka anaenda. And I'm like, seriously? And he's really struggling to drive hii kitu. Amelewa. Terribly. Now imagine akicross hii barabara kuna gari ingine ilikuwa inapita. Msi angechotwa. And that could have been another death. That's a minus in the world. And by the way, dunia watu wanaisha sana. So we are supposed to prevent. People are dying of things that we can't prevent. So vitu tunaweza prevent, let's reduce death from that side. Vitu zenye hatuwezi prevent, tunasema, we can't prevent. There is no way we are going to prevent a sickness that is, has reached to a certain point. It's in another different stage from taking you down. Hiyo hatuwezi zuia. Lakini vitu tunaweza zuia, let's not minus the watu tutaisha. We need the human race. Na sisi wote tujaze dunia. Mahali unaweza zuia kumaliza dunia, please do. We have lives. Watu wengine wana commit vitu zenye maybe it's out of, but kitu unaweza, I'm sure probably those people who die while driving, drunk driving, they have not planned to die. They want to live a good life. They have a life. They have every single thing that they want to achieve. But sasa, ina happen, they die. So those people wenye hawawezi, they have opportunities, they have lives, they have good wacheni kutupunguzia dunia. We want people in the world. You understand? We need to fill this earth. But people are going too much in terms of things that they can avoid. So for me, it's simple. It's what's been said. It might look like cliche or whatever, but don't drink and drive. And if you're gonna drive, just do it safely. Do it in a good manner. And I don't know what a good manner is in terms of driving, but just don't drive. Don't drink and drive. It's that simple. Don't drink and drive. Watu waache kulewa. But you can drink. If I don't know, I don't want to talk about this thing, but it's not good. If you're drinking, make sure one of the people probably is sober. You're the big person in the group. If you're the one driving, you'll drink. Alcohol is not living. Otherwise, if you're not careful, mutagongana, muende na muache the breweries limited creating more alcohol because it's not going anywhere. So don't drinking extremely and be safe. Try as much as possible to be in a place where if they're drinking, be the bigger person. Pombe utakunywa hata kesho iko aiishi. Those companies are not sleeping, planning on how they are going to improve the production. Ndio watu wapatikane wa kukunywa. So watu waache kukufa. We need people to take the alcohol. I've spoken too much. And I want to say have a great day. This is Just Radio, the number one radio in the world. See you in a bit.
Time to get out of bed. Time to put on the radio. Oh, you've already put